There has always been a fringe element in society, and now social media has provided an unwitting channel to help advance their fringe agendas. Can anything be done about it? And what is the role we need to play, both as organizations and as individuals? Before we even answer these questions, we need to answer another. Why should we care? So here's why. The problem with fringe theories, fake news, dark patterns, and other manipulative practice is that it tears at the trust of all communications, be they from the government or from marketers. In the traditional channels, there has always been built-in checks and balances to prevent abuse. With so few TV and radio stations, newspapers, magazines, these channels developed policies for who they would accept as an advertiser. And as journalists, their reporting was both objective and fact-checked. It was hard for fringe elements to squeeze in. The cost of advertising would self-limit the reach of these groups. Government laws and regulations like health, financial libel, and consumer protection would limit what an advertiser could say if the fringe group actually had the money to spend. Industry groups like Advertising Standards Canada, up where I live, for example, would further define acceptable ads, while also providing a forum for complaints. The internet, and social media in particular, have rendered these checks and balances impotent. We now live in the million-channel universe. Anyone can create a website or manipulate opinions by using social media profiles and ads. And anyone can post their opinion or comment on just about any post. The challenge for organizations, for bona fide organizations occurs on many fronts. How to cut through the noise, how to successfully fight a rearguard defense against these fringe elements, and how to differentiate their truth when fringe groups often use these same techniques to propagate their so-called truth. These challenges ring especially true for regulators, but also for academics, public health officials, financial institutions, amongst others. So, some ideas to prove legitimacy. To use referenced evidence in all of your claims. To provide a chain of authority to prove legitimacy. For example, a financial institution may note that they're regulated by a particular regulator, and a broker might note that they're regulated by a particular institution as well. To build a strong online community around the organization. Not only will this provide legitimacy in and of itself, but this tribe can advocate on your behalf if needed. Use a content marketing and thought leadership approach to provide depth for those who need it. Use celebrity spokespersons of your own. Monitor and actively address online fringe messages with facts and details of your own. Report fringe posts and initiatives to traditional regulators when appropriate, and flag their posts on social media sites when they appear contrary to the site's terms of service. And spend on advertising. Fringe groups often do not have the budget and compete only in free venues. As fringe groups have developed increasing sophistication using digital channels and funding, sadly, the problem of legitimacy will continue to grow. Fake news, anyone? Indeed, unless legitimate organizations actively defend their turf and educate their target audiences, they'll eventually sink below the radar and be unable to fulfill their mandate. The challenge for individuals is similar. Who to believe? The answer seems simple. Friends and family, traditional authorities, governments, celebrities, and sadly also Google, and not in any particular order. And as a result, many people are taken in by financial hucksters from abroad, celebrities who are shills for commercial sponsors, or Google medical remedies and racist rants and dubious product pitches with even more dubious testimonials. Decoding the claims is not that difficult, but it does take some work. Consider these questions. Does the claim sound too good to be true, or does the claim try too hard to be legitimate? What's the basis for a particular claim? Is it peer-reviewed published research, legal statutes, industry regulations, or just maybe someone's opinion? What's the background of the spokesperson? Are they a hired mouthpiece, or do they have the education and authority to make the claim? And what are the motives of the spokesperson and the organization? Is it profit, or to promote a particular religious view, or particular, other noxious view, or promote a public service? Can the claim be verified by an independent and trusted third party? And what's the digital buzz from their detractors? Well, it's too easy to create phony posts and sham reviews. What are the detractors saying? And are there any posts by trusted organizations setting the facts straight? In today's loud, hypercharged marketplace, competing for attention is becoming harder and harder. Marketers should remember that it isn't just how much louder they must shout to be heard above the fringe, but it is the quality of the arguments and the quality of their evidence that will help change a cynic into a believer. So here's your challenge. What concrete steps can your organization take to demonstrate legitimacy? And what other ideas do you have to either showcase this legitimacy or sniff out the fraud? And a marketing insight? While all the tactics and ideas I've mentioned are important, they all spoke to an even more important truth. The greater the trust, the greater your credibility. I'm Randall Craig. I hope this got you thinking. If it resonates, let me know why. And if I can help, reach out at www.randallcraig.com.